Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 27 of my Tracksuit to the Top series here with Lewis FC in the Vanarama Conference. And today I have for you guys the biggest game in this series so far, as today is the Vanarama Conference playoff final. Today we play against Chester in a big game, to say the least. Looking at Chester here, you can see they've been progressing nicely in this league. Last year they finished 6th. This year in the league, if we just look at the league table, you can see they actually finished 3rd, 2 points behind ourselves. So it's a big game for us. They beat Wrexham to get here quite comprehensively in this other semi-final. This year when we've played them, we've played pretty well against them. You know, we've not rolled on our backs and been defeated. We've actually not lost to them in the league this year. We drew 1-1 and in the home tie we won 3-2. Obviously today's game, it's slightly different. There's a little bit more on the line as it is the playoff final and it is being played at Wembley, so a massive occasion for our side. But anyway, I thought I'd start off this episode by doing a rundown of the team. You know, the system, the players that we have, and kind of, you know, I guess what to expect going into this game. We are playing with our strongest team pretty much, which is very pleasing to be able to say because it is such a big game. But anyway, in goal we go with Craig Mullen, goalkeeper. He's been at the club years. He's been just superb again this year for us. He's got 5 goals from penalties as well. Just a great goalkeeper at this level and still young and still improving. At left back we go with Muleba, who actually captained the team during the semi-final with both our other captains missing from the game. You can see here he's had a great season so far at the club. He got released from Bournemouth and since he's joined us, you can see he's been really consistent. He's played a hell of a lot of our games for us, and if we look at his history, not the craziest average rating but just a core component of our team. At centre back we go with Jordan Turnbull, a player who's perhaps not played as much as you might expect, but he had a good account of himself in the first leg of the semi-final. He got a goal on off the bench, so we're going to give him a run out here and give him a chance to show what he's all about. Alongside him we have Dominic Hyam, who is the Scottish under-21 international, 21 years old. This guy, probably our best defender. You can see this year 28 appearances, not scored for us and only a 6.96 average rating, but he's done a job for us nevertheless. Right back Liam Donnelly, a player who was perhaps a little bit of a doubt for this game because he has been injured, but as you can see he's got back to near enough full fitness to give him a gamble today at right back. You can see he's played a lot of games for us. He's been very consistent, played 21 games this year, a 6.91 average rating. A little bit unfortunate that none of our defenders have above a 7.0 rating, but a lot of them in the high 6s, which is pretty happily kind of average, I guess. Next player we have is Isaac Hayden, our defensive midfielder. Perhaps one of the players who I thought would step up a little bit more than he has. He's not had a great first season at the club, but he's one of our best defensive players, so we're going to persevere with him playing that defensive midfielder role. Ahead of him we go with Jake Hesketh, who of course we signed in the summer. The former Southampton trainee was released. He's been one of our top players. He's played 42 games for us, 5 goals, 14 assists. To his right we go with Shibola, another Democratic Republic of Congo player. This guy's played for the first team a lot. You can see for us, 4 assists, 7 goals in 26 games with a 7.33 average rating. Been a fantastic player for us. Out on the right, one of the club's top goal scorers, Marcus Barnes. This year he's got 19 goals and 16 assists. Another Southampton youngster who was released, and he's done a great job at us in his first year, kind of playing regular senior football. On the opposite wing we go with Michael Petrasso, the Italian under-21 international released by QPR, another player we snapped up. He's got 7 goals and 3 assists in 14 games and another really good average rating for him of 7.32. And last but not least, up front we go with Ryan Seeger, another former Southampton player, another former trainee who was released. This guy has got his 15 goals and 11 assists in 25 games. Been an absolutely superb player for us. So that's the starting 11. Just to look at the bench, Robert Dickey, who we signed from Reading, great centre-back this year, played a lot of first-team football, actually been one of our top performers, and I'm weighing up maybe putting him in for Turnbull. I think I'm going to stick with this for now. Alongside him, John Torral, another released youngster. There's kind of a pattern emerging here, and it is the fact that our team this year has been largely built up upon trainees of Premier League sides who have been released. Torral, perhaps not at the ground running as much as I'd like, but he's been a good player nevertheless. Ben Bacon, a player who's been at the club for a long time, is on the bench for us. A fantastic player. He's improved a lot again this year. He's really making the step up in terms of his performances and his kind of ability as the club progresses, which is really pleasing to be able to say. You can see here, looking at his attributes, really improved again recently. And 2 more players to draw your attention to. First one is Zach Answer, who of course got us the goal to see us to the final of this playoff game. He's struggling a little bit on fitness, had a knock last game, had to be taken off, but he is available on the bench. And last but not least, we have Elliot Lee, the former West Ham youngster, who's not played as much first team football as perhaps you'd like for us, but he's been a good player nevertheless, 2 goals in 9 games. And a useful player who's got a few important goals for us off the bench. So anyway, that's our team. Let's get straight into the match preview. You can see we're playing at Wembley, 3 o'clock kickoff, nothing too fancy here. Looking at our recent form going into this game, you can actually see that we're unbeaten in our last 10, which is pretty darn impressive. So hopefully we can get a result here against Chester. We're going to submit our team. I'm very happy with the squad that we have. It's our strongest team, as I mentioned. No injuries really to speak of. In terms of Chester, you know, it's not going to be easy. They've got some very good goal scorers. Of course, they finished 3rd in the league. Better defensively than us, Chester, but they've not been so lethal going forward, and I'm hoping that we can perhaps just outscore them today. But a huge game for our club. This is a big game in the playoffs. Hopefully we can just make the most of the opportunity that's presented in front of us and hopefully take it. I talked about last episode how the Vanarama Conference, kind of this league below the Football League in England, it's very easy just to get stuck in this division. If you can't make your way out of the playoffs and you can't win the league, it can become a frustrating task. So hopefully we can really take this opportunity and capitalise on it to pave a way into the Football League for next year. But we'll see how we get on here. Chester in 3rd place. They've played well. They beat Wrexham comprehensively, but early on looks like they're going to be on the attack here as they have won the ball. We are getting a good few men behind the ball, which is good to see. We've got some good defensive structure. However, we are getting caught a little bit out of position here as Rooney now brings through the ball. Hall's there. Can he pull back the ball? He can. Logan scores for Chester. That is not the start we needed after 7 minutes, boys. That is not what I wanted. That is not what we needed. I'm changing Hayden to an anchorman to hopefully help the defence a little bit. But an awful start. An absolutely atrocious start. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Nice play by Chester, to be fair. Ball gets flicked over to the back post and Logan's there from a tight angle to head it in. But yeah, not the way we wanted to kick off this playoff final. Now we have to show our character and really fight back. Looking at these stats, they're having more of the ball, but there's very few chances going either way. So for now, at least we're going to persevere with the system that we have and the system that we're playing. Looking at it, it's a very 50-50 game with not a lot of chances either way. A bit of a nervy playoff final, perhaps. But we are a goal down, and there is going to come a point where we perhaps have to start chasing this game. Obviously, it's a little bit soon yet, but we're wrapping up the end of the second half, or sorry, the first half. Entering the second half, I might have to look to make some changes, although there is a chance here potentially. Petrasso, there's options in the middle. He goes for the cross, it hits the woodwork, and Barnes cannot get there at the back post. A cross hitting the crossbar, never seen that happen before in Football Manager. Unfortunately, doesn't go down as a shot on target, so we're still looking for our first shot on target. But at half time, we're 1-0 down, but it's a little bit disappointing. Seeger's taken a knock as well, which is certainly less than ideal. Quite a disappointing first half, not in terms of just the result, but also how poor we've played. I'm going to make some changes. I'm actually going to move Marcus Barnes into striker, and then I'm going to bring on Answer at left attacking mid. Obviously, the injury to Seeger is less than ideal, but Barnes has scored a hell of a lot of goals for us playing out on the right, and he's not played too many times down the middle, so we're going to give him a real opportunity to do that here today, and maybe grab a goal or two for us. But we'll see how we get on. Early here, we've got a chance. Hesketh hits it. Take a bow, my son. He's hit that like an absolute rocket from 20 yards out. Jake Hesketh leading the way there, been one of the core components of our kind of promotion push that we've had this year. And he finds the ball at the edge of the area, one touch out of his feet, hits it. Keeper just doesn't have time to react as the ball flies through a crowd of bodies, and that will see us get back into it. So now we have a set piece, and Turnbull scores. What a goal for him. That's his second goal of the season. He scored one obviously in the playoffs. Semi-final, he scored another one for us here, a player who I said I wasn't sure if I was going to start, but that is a nice cheeky volley at the near post to get us 2-1 up, and immediately from half-time the words have echoed in my players' minds. You know, they've taken them on board, they've listened, and that doesn't happen very often in FM, and the momentum feels like it might have switched as now we have another chance. Barnes hits the post, no one there for the rebound. That was a chance to extend our lead to 2 goals and really kind of pull away, but unfortunately just not gone our way. And now Chester with a set piece. Ball gets whipped in for them, and that's another near post corner goal for Christian Jolly. Getting the goal for them there to make it 2-2. This has been an exciting start to the second half. 3 goals in under 10 minutes. However, I'd much rather it had been a boring game and we got a few goals and then stayed ahead. But for the spectators who were annoyed after the first half, they must be loving it now. Of course, this game would go to extra time and then penalties if it was even. But I'm hoping it's not going to go to that. Shabola, Petrasso hit that. He scores. What a finish by the Italian under-21 player. Released from his contract at QPR. He's got a lot of goals for us here, and that might just be the most important one. He's got a Shabola, plays the ball through, and then he just squeezes it in at the near post. A fantastic low-driven finish. Keeper's positioning can perhaps be called into question, but he's taken the opportunity, and that's what we've done so far this game. We have taken the chances that have come our way. There was a game a little while ago, I think it might have been the second to last game of the regular season, where we didn't take our chances. Can we take another one here? We can't. It's saved. I'm trying to remember who that game was against. I think it was Forest Green, and we had 8 clear-cut chances and scored 1. Well, today has been a completely different story. 3 goals from 3 clear-cut chances. We have just missed the 4th clear-cut chance that came our way, but nevertheless, we're looking very good. We're looking very good. I'm a little bit nervous, 20 minutes left on the clock. Another goal here would be fantastic. Turnbull, he scores again. Jordan Turnbull making a name for himself. He might go down in the history books as being the player who makes the difference in this playoff final. The centre-back this time, just cracking it on the volley again. He's loving it. That is 2 goals for him. He's got another one in the playoff semi-final, and for a player who wasn't getting perhaps as much first-team football as he wanted at the club. In fact, at one point this year he wanted to leave, and I offered to give him more first-team football, and I gave him a chance, and he didn't really perform. But today on the big stage, he has come big for us to make it 4-2. So we'll make a few changes here anyway. We're going to bring on Ben Bacon, I think. Actually, I don't know if I want to make that change, because I don't really want to change what we have. Players aren't particularly tired. I'm just going to stick with what we have. Any subs I make are only ever going to be removing a player who's been performing well this game. And right now, I'm happy just to watch the clock tick by, because with 4 minutes left, we're 4-2 up in this playoff final, and it looks like it's going to go down as a historic win, as Lewes FC are going to find themselves in the Football League for the first time in their history, which is a fantastic achievement, and it sees us get promotion for the 3rd time in a row. And what a performance it's been this game, and what a performance it's been this season. Obviously, we brought in a lot of players in October time, having had an average start to the season, but right now they've come big in the big game. We win it. We win it 4-2. Jordan Turnbull gets man of the match, and next season is going to be in the Football League. What a way to cap off what has been an incredible season. 2nd place in the league was beyond my wildest expectations. To be in for a chance of winning the league with 1 game left was incredible. So to really turn up and, I guess assert our authority over teams who have performed very well this year is pleasing. Looking at next season, our wage budget's going to come in at £22,000 with a transfer budget of 500k. That is fantastic. We're still feeling the effects of the Matthew Lewis transfer, and that's really going to help us for next year. The team talk at half time when we were 1-0 down definitely made a difference. Turnbull with the man of the match award. Fair play, my son. What a performance in the final. What a comeback. And I am very, very happy. And that money that we have now for the start of next year is fantastic. It's going to mean that we have £7,500 to look to bring in players, and there's some players that I'm certainly eyeing up now and looking at potential players for next year. But League 2 is going to be a challenge, but we've got some very good players. There's some big players here who I really do believe are going to be able to make the step up for us next year. But anyway, that's going to wrap things up for this episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this season. Hopefully you're enjoying this episode so far. What a way to cap off episode 27. What a way to cap off what has been a tremendous first 3 years at the club. We're on our way to the Football League. 4-2 win, coming back from behind. Still can't believe it quite happened. If you have enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. It'd be fantastic. What an episode this has been. Let me know, guys, down in the comments, if you've watched to this point, to prove to me that you've watched this far. Let me know in the comments who your favourite player so far this season has been, and in this save in general. So it could be Neven from first year. It could be Matthew Lewis. It could be, some of the players like Ben Bacon, Hesketh. We've had a few emerging stars, I guess, this year. Let me know which one is your man to watch and which one you're kind of most emotionally attached to in this save. I'd love to hear your guys' kind of take on this save so far, I guess. But anyway, I may sound out of breath. That's because I'm bloody excited with that result. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. Hopefully you guys will stick around, because episode 28, we are going to be playing in the Football League. So I'll see you guys then.